to a couple of magical places in Poland. The first of them, a sacred hill with a sacred spring, is located in Podlasie region, and it is called Święta Góra Grabarka, the sacred hill of Grabarka. At the top of the hill, there is a Christian Orthodox church, because even though most of Poland is Catholic, Podlasie region has also a lot of Orthodox Christians. Grabarka is famous for healing and making your prayers come true. Many people bring here votive crosses, and it's like a forest of those crosses. And I love it here. It actually reminds me of a Shinto shrine in Kyoto with many torii gates. I will put a picture here so you can see what I mean. It's the same idea. It's a sacred hill where people come with their problems, with their hopes, and they leave something, or a cross or a torii gate, it doesn't matter. There seems to be an amber rosary as an offering here, and it is a pretty old cross from 1936. Some people cannot afford to buy a cross, so they just make one. Yeah, and my husband is filming. Can you please film the towels? So there's a custom here that people buy towels here, and they wash away their pains, their hurts and illnesses with the sacred water. I must say that it was lovely upstairs, but the moment I have arrived at the spring, when I had the chance to talk to the sacred waters, I felt this is where I belong. On our way back home, we visited a different hill. It's in Masovia region, so this is my region, and it's, as I said, a little bit different to the sacred hill of Grabarka, where the legend says that Mother Mary appeared. Who appeared here? It was much more difficult to find this place because it is not famous at all. I read about it in a little old book about legends of Masovia and Podlasie region. Historically, this hill was actually a grave of people who died of cholera epidemic in mid-19th century. Also, 7 Russian soldiers who died in the fights of January insurrection here in Poland were buried here. And this probably started the legend of the treasure that those Russian Empire soldiers were buried with Russian Empire gold.
We went to a sacred hill or mountain in Grabarka. Here it's also a kind of a sacred hill, but not exactly. It's much more related to the chthonic powers. Still, there is a little Christian chapel here. So according to the legend, a devil by the name of Vasil lived here, and he guarded a treasure chest.
According to the legend, there were 2 brothers who inherited land from their father, and one of the brothers, he prospered and the other one unfortunately didn't. So when he heard the story about devil called Vasil living on the hill, he went there, and he didn't see anything when he went there during the day, but he felt kind of sleepy, so he fell asleep. And then he woke up in the middle of the night, and he saw a bonfire burning next to him, and the dark figure of a big man dressed in a sheepskin and a fur hat. He was cooking some lamb's meat, and he invited the man to join him. And then the devil revealed himself to be the person who guarded treasure, and he said, "The treasure will be yours if you bring me an innocent Christian baby." And the man got scared and he ran away. To his dismay, when he saw himself in the mirror, he realized that his hair turned gray and his face was old now. So the next day, he told his brother, "You sell my part of the land and build a chapel on top of that hill. And I'm going now. I will be a pilgrim and I'm going to Jerusalem."
And according to the legend, when the priest was blessing the chapel, a huge black crow flew from this hill, and people believed it was the devil Vasil himself. Also afterwards, when the chapel was already here, this is the new one, because maybe you can see here, the old chapel fell because people were taking gravel from here for their own, building their own houses, and in the end the old chapel fell, so a new one was built. However, the old one had like a metal holder for a lamp with 3 let's say fingers, and children would call this the devil's tail. So even though Vasil allegedly left this place, it still had this atmosphere of a devilish place, a place related to the devil. Even the name of the devil, it reminds me of the Slavic god Veles. So Vasil in the legend appears at night in coat of fur, in a fur hat, and also this place is a place where people are buried. So this place was always related to the dead. Well, always. The cholera victims, it's half of the 19th century. But who knows what was here before? So we have Vasil, Vasil Veles. Let's say, I'm not saying it's like a continuation, but it's a nice wink from the fate. So the devil, who's wearing fairy coat and hat, appears during the night. He wants babies and he's sitting on a hill with the dead. Also he guards treasure. All of this, so being related to the dead, being hairy, guarding a treasure, and also related to children, because children were also believed kind of like old people, and children, they were near this border between the living and the dead. So all of this makes this place really a tonic place of power.
I hope you've enjoyed this little trip with me. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. There is more to come.